In the last tutorial, I showed you how you could use Magneto 2 in the channel strip, but there's another new improvement to one of the channel strip effects, and that's the noise gate. So let's come to this electronic drum track right here. I'm going to solo that channel, and then I'm going to come up here to the gate, and I'm going to load in the noise gate. So click here, select the noise gate, and now you'll notice that there's a new knob on that noise gate, and it's the range control. Now here's what the range control does. On a normal noise gate, as soon as the signal on the track drops below the threshold, then the gate engages, and it's a stranglehold. It absolutely defeats all of the audio coming out of that track because it's stopping it at the gate. But that can also make the track sound somewhat unnatural to have the sound just die completely. So what the range control does is allow you to set a minimum amount of signal that can still pass through the gate even when the gate is closed. And that can make the result much more natural sounding. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to start playback on this track, and we can just take a listen to what we get. Now, right now, the gate's threshold is set so high that it's chomping off all of the signal from that track, except for the really loud notes. So let's decrease the threshold control. Here's what it sounds like before we added the noise gate. So what we're going to do is use the noise gate to chop off some of that reverb. Now let's increase the threshold just a little bit here. Now that's working like a normal noise gate. As soon as the threshold gets to a certain point, it's just going to chop it off completely. But that starts to sound a little bit unnatural, so let's bring some of that range back in. So if we set the range at minus 16 dB, it means that the noise floor is never going to get lower than minus 16.5 dB below zero. And that can make really acoustic drums sound much, much more natural by letting a little bit of that noise floor in without it chomping it off completely. So that's the new range feature in the noise gate of the channel strip. And next, I'm going to show you the brand new Revelation reverb.